Well, hello and welcome once again to Campus Connections, a podcast dedicated to getting to know one another at Midwestern Career College. Once again, we are recording from Evergreen Park, and with me as a co-host today is Miss Jennifer Green. How are you?
Hi, I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me again today.
It's very lovely to have you once again at your campus, and today we are sitting in a different room than we were last time. Today we are in our dental lab. And which program do we have here?
We have dental assisting, surgical tech, sterile processing, and medical assisting.
Oh, thank you. Just meant for this particular lab.
For this lab, we have dental technician.
Yes, we don't have surg tech here in the dental lab.
You don't have to plug all of them in.
We did that last time.
Yeah.
We're very excited today to have two of our current students. And most importantly, they are student ambassadors. So we have with us today Crystal Smith. And I know I'm not going to get this correct. Tanjea?
Yes.
Ellis. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Perfect. Doing wonderful. Thank you for coming. Crystal, how are you?
I am doing swell.
Excellent. Awesome to have you. Our ambassador program is a newer program. This is only the second class, so you are part of the second class of student ambassadors that we have. How is that process? Crystal, let's start with you. How is that process?
It's good. It's definitely challenging because we have to battle the time, because manage our time because we're in school as well. We have to get students engaged. We have to get them to put aside their own personal things and get involved and potentially get others involved. So creating like small leadership roles inside of leadership roles.
Right. How about you?
It's challenging.
Yeah. How about you, Tanjea?
I agree. I'm not going to lie. I totally agree. It has been semi-challenging, especially considering the fact that I'm getting close to graduating. So I'm trying to juggle doing finals and doing midterms and everything, work alone, and then trying to get, like she said, the other students involved with us and trying to, do videos and base it off of performance from them and ourselves. It's been one of those challenging moments. But for the most part, I took the job and I'm doing it fine to the best of my ability as far as I can tell.
Yeah, the Student Ambassador Program, there's an application process, an interview process. Some of the responsibilities are to be a peer mentor, which you talked a little bit about, to be a brand ambassador, to help organize activities. Have you done many activities, any student-led activities?
I have. I've put together like a few things where, like small classroom activities, like we have group chats and just like whoever can go and put their referral up first, and I would get them like Starbucks or something.
Oh, nice.
Just small little things. So I know if I can do a small thing like that, then I know that MCC can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be something that potentially could be done.
Of course,
like, hey, whoever can get the most likes on social media could win a cute crew neck, because all the girls want crew necks. So
They're very nice. I know that, and I'll ask for your opinion on this, but I know that Evergreen Park does a lot of student-led or student activities to provide that campus environment. What are some of the things that you've done, that you've seen, or would like to do?
I've seen the headshot thing. I've seen
for
the
LinkedIn
and
headshots.
I think that is really cool because I just got on LinkedIn, so I'm official. Yeah. I'm on LinkedIn, and I've been pressing, getting my connections. And to have your school just tell you to come dressed up and get a headshot so that they can, put your best face forward and get your career started is amazing. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I saw that I was impressed. That was impressive. So if you don't come to that, then you just
Right. You're missing out
missing
on a
out.
good opportunity. How about you, Tanjea?
What was the question?
What activities have you seen here that you like or that you would like to see as a student?
Orientation.
Or in-person orientation?
Because
Are
I
we
didn't.
having that?
Yes, we just came back off of COVID. We were virtual,
Yep.
so we just maybe a couple now that we've been doing in person, and they've been invited out to orientation that we've done in person.
That was fun.
Yeah, you were here when we did it.
But I have one for you, and she's not gonna maybe that it's not gonna even come to her mind to say it. We hosted CPS here.
Oh yes.
And we hosted the CPS students, and they came in and
A
they
school,
got
a CPS school.
Yes, CPS school. So there were high school students that all came over, and they were going from classroom to classroom. And I must say, Miss Tanjea took control of that classroom with the students that were in there. She was showing them everything, and I was like, "Oh, girl, she did it." And it was that interaction because all of the students got a chance to show their skills to the high school students, and we have a lot of them that say, "Oh, I want to come here. Yeah, I like this." So that was that was a big thing that we had for them.
Yeah.
Tanjea, which program are you doing?
Clinical medical assistant.
Clinical medical assisting? And you are, like you said, towards the end.
Yes.
You actually just finished your externship.
Yes, I finished my externship on Monday.
Congratulations!
Ooh,
Yes.
now you just have to get that certificate.
Yeah.
Are there any exams they have to take or anything? Any like certification exams?
They
Yes.
do. Once they finish, they can sit for their certification. And because they are doing extern, they get to sit with the AMT, which is American Medical Technologist, to get their registered medical assistant. And they can sit, there are a lot of other ones that are out there, but that's one of the big ones that they can sit for. Yeah.
Crystal, what program are you doing?
I'm doing the surgical technology program.
And you are just starting your externship.
Yeah, I started yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Nice. You excited?
Yeah, it was amazing. I thought I was gonna be like scared because I didn't know. It's my first time in the OR, and I'm glad it won't be the last.
I know you were telling me what you want to see, and I'm like, yeah, no, I passed.
I want to know, what do you want to see?
Right.
Tell her what you want to see.
So I was telling him that I want to see the procedure. I forgot. MSB is going to be mad at me, but I forgot the name of the procedure where they have to go through your gums in order to get into your sinuses.
Oh, I couldn't tell you that one.
So it's like a minimally invasive
No.
surgery.
Minimally invasive.
Yes, it's like a little small hole up in the gum. So I just prayed neither of us have to ever experience it, but I do want to see it.
I like those procedures. Yeah. I'm a medical assistant by trade. Yeah. And I love the procedures. I love them.
It's interesting. I
Yeah.
like it.
So you both have already now been through the academic portion. Now, Tanjea, you've done your practice. Crystal, you're starting your practice. What are some of the highlights going through your program, now going into practice? Do you would like to share with prospective students?
Highlights, academic highlights. Mine would be that I got an A in math.
Yeah.
I am not a mathematician. I do not like math whatsoever, but this math teacher, shout out to Mr. West. He did a really good job with this math class because it was different. I didn't even think you could do a discussion post in the math class, but it was just mind-boggling, all the different things that he was pulling out with just a drip of water. How many drips of water would it take to fill? Right? How many drips of water? Like, would you fix a leaking faucet? Like, and then it went from a leaking faucet to how many cups of water would it take, or how many bathtubs would it fill if you just didn't stop this one leaking faucet? So
that's
when we
interesting.
did the math. You need to fix that faucet.
Yes. Yes. You're going to go broke if you don't fix it.
We're like, you need to fix that.
It was so so cool. And there was a lot of different posts like that got you really interested in not just A plus B equals C times 2. You know, it was that type of math too, but it was just a lot. It was
See, I didn't expect that answer in medical.
Yeah.
How about you,
Be
Tanjea?
surprised. A lot of rationale.
What's a highlight for you, Tanjea?
The whole thing in itself, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This program alone was something that I saw myself doing but didn't see myself doing at the same time. And throughout the whole process, like, I've been finding out different things about the human body, about my body alone. Like, it was weird. it was crazy. But the fact that I managed to pull out a 4.0 this entire time was something that was like, dang, you've been playing around in school all this time. You smart for real, girl. Stop playing. Wow. Especially considering, like, I have to give medicine to people. If I mess up on giving a dosage to somebody, that could potentially kill them. So I have to know what it is that I'm doing and have that mindset, like, you know this. You know what you're doing. So when you add this, subtract this, multiply this, divide that, you're going to get this. And this is the dosage you're supposed to give this person or give yourself. Because if you don't, they could die. Like, dang.
Serious.
True. I mean,
Medicine is serious.
Very. And I've noticed that because during externship, we have to do a lot of injections. Like, I learned injections at the end, right before it was time for us to go to externship. So it definitely was, Miss Green. It was right before we did. So it was like, I already knew it. So I'm like, okay, I could apply what I'm doing right now to what I learned from school. And I'm like, okay, this person come in, I got to give this person an injection. And then 5 seconds later, next patient come in, I got to give this person an injection. I'm like, dang, why so many people
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So with learning that and just listening to what you're saying, because it was at the end, do you think it would be better for program-wise to move that sooner in your program? No, it was fine where it was?
It was perfect where it was because it was like, this is something fresh in my head. I just learned this. So there's no way I could mess up on something I just learned.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I don't understand. I don't know how other people operate, but it was like very fitting for the moment for me to go from that. And as soon as I go in here, I'm rooming somebody, and after I room them, can I get my flu shot? Sure. I know where that go. That's intramuscular. Like, yes. It was perfect where it was.
So would it be helpful to do the injections with each muscle that you, or like, I don't know, like kind of like go with the muscle, the injection go with the muscle, or start rehearsing as they're going?
What you mean?
I kind of know where she's going.
Or on
with
the
that
mannequin,
from.
not so much.
Oh, we don't do mannequin.
Well, you know what I mean, but I mean just like to get the
where they're learning the muscles and
to
then
where
they
you're
learn
going.
it in
This
that
is where
area. Well, the
delta
way
is
that
muscular.
we have our medical assistant program broken down, you're learning skills all the way through.
Oh.
And in section different classes is where you get that specialty. So at the end of our second term, you get that specialty for injections itself. Oh. But we teach you everything from day one. You know, and
now it's time to apply
I'm gonna speak on it, because I'm the one that have everybody. It's like, hey, start day one teaching. Don't wait until you get to that particular class to start teaching skills, because by the time you get to that class, you are already skilled at it. So you're just practicing and getting that practicing in. So they learn it throughout the whole program. We start day one.
Taking vitals.
Day one, yes.
And yeah, where did you do your externship?
I did my externship at the clinic right across the street from Trinity Hospital on the east side. It's 2301 East 93rd, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
And how long was the externship?
Externship took me a month. It did. It took a month, but
1 month.
It's
A month.
160 hours.
and it was 165.
165.
It was
and depending
165
on-
hours.
5 days a week or
And
just 3?
it would have
Depending on her schedule.
Yeah, it would have taken me longer because originally I was supposed to do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. But when I got there, I asked, like, can I do every day, please? Because they were saying that they needed somebody to help out every day. Well, can I do every day? And the lady was like, sure. I'm like, okay, that'll work. I started on Wednesday, the 28th of, what was that? August?
August.
Yep, August 28th. And I finished on October 1st.
And they offered you a job too?
No.
You really sound like you worked there.
Girl, no, it's so crazy because, like, I was expecting that,
Yeah,
kind
that's
of.
kinda-
I don't know why. It was just like, you know, you doing so much good work. Everybody sees it. The patients and everybody comes in and tell you, oh, my God, I love her. Keep her. And I didn't get kept, but I was told I would be. Hopefully. But no, yeah, I'm not doubting it. Now, that's one thing I'm not doing. I'm not doubting it. And I'm not saying that they, reneged on what they said. Now, I'm just waiting on the process
Right,
because they
right.
said
There's a
the
process, of
recruiters
course.
gotta reach out. And if they don't reach out in time, you reach out. So I'm like, I'm slowly waiting. I just finished on Monday. I'm not gonna rush this process.
Go get certified.
I'm not
Today's
gonna rush
just
this
Thursday.
process. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna rush this process. But I know.
You know, you got to go through change. You got to go through
Everything,
HR. You got to go
Exactly.
through, the needs.
But Miss Green, you know I'm just
You
one
could-
of them
and-
people that just be wanting. I be
Wanting when
wanting
you want
so much. I be wanting so much, and I be expecting myself to, just automatically just jump into stuff. Patience is like
A
one of
virtue.
those things I gotta really, really work on.
Patience is a virtue.
Cause baby,
But
She did that with the ambassador program. She was all. I will tell you. Yes, I am her instructor.
yes, the best.
I am her instructor who has had her for a whole year.
Yes,
So it is. I've learned her. I've learned she did it with the ambassador program. She was like, I don't know. I want it. I don't know. I said, girl, just do it. Go for it. Do this right now. So she got in there. She did it. And I was like, okay, now calm down. Calm down. It's going to come. Everything we say is in decency and in order. And you're going to learn. In medicine, it's patience.
yes.
Yeah. You got to learn patience.
now you did apply for a job there with that
Yes,
clinic.
I
Okay.
did.
It's just a matter of
applied
waiting.
to other places too. I didn't just throw all my eggs
Of
in
course,
that basket.
You have to, yeah.
It's going to come.
Yeah.
Crystal, where are you placed at?
I'm placed at St. Catherine's in East Chicago, Indiana. Really
Nice.
cool place. Really nice
Cool.
place. It's a nice place.
So it sounds like the placements were the right ones, and you're both happy with
Yes,
it.
I'm glad they put me there. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Excellent. One of the things that we spoke about when we did your episode, Ms. Green, was how things are never in a straight line, and that you don't necessarily end up right away where you thought you would end up, or where you thought you would have a different path, and then life happens and you end up in a different path. And I think both of you, as we spoke about, have a little bit of that. Let's start with education, because both of you are educated or have experience in different schools. So let's talk a little bit about that. Crystal, where did you start your schooling?
I started at Verve College, and I went back to Ivy Tech Community College in Crown Point as a LPN student. Yeah.
And what was it that you've always wanted to be in medicine?
Oh yeah, yep. Always. My grandmother is a registered nurse. She retired twice, and she loved it. Aunties, nurses, just a family of nursing.
Oh, wow.
And it was just a bloodline, just bloodline of helpers. So
Nice.
helping, healing hands. So it wasn't hard. for me to want to do it or for me to have a love to do it. So it just never, it was never hard. It was just always hard finding the right path to get there. Whether
Right.
it was finances or family situations or just like regular life.
Ivy Tech, is that a community college or is that a
Community college.
is it community college? Ivy Tech.
That's in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How long were you there?
I was there during the COVID from 2018 to 2019. So I spent the year doing the prerequisites, got accepted to the LPN program, and then sadly failed out of med-surg too. Yeah.
So, did you graduate from there, or you just
No.
Where'd you go after that?
I came here.
Okay. how'd you find Midwestern Career College?
After I had about a month of just I was a little bit just small minded depression. I thought like, oh, all these laws, you have to be a nurse. Now, shout out to nurses because nurses are the bomb. Okay, there's nothing wrong with nursing. Nothing wrong with nurses. I think nurses are,
Very stressful job. It's a shortage. There's
Very
still a shortage
stressful.
of nurses, right?
it was stressful, underpaid. It should be more paid.
Very much so.
Everyone, yeah.
But I didn't love it.
Mm.
And anything that I love, I succeed at. So I'm like, so when that hit me, I'm like, okay, go find what you love. Because I was only doing this because somebody did it or something. It was always another motive. It was not
Somebody else,
mine.
right?
So I found something. I'm like, wait, what is this? What is this? And when I seen, I've always loved Grey's Anatomy. And I've always wondered, what are the people who are standing around the surgeon? Who are they? Why are they? Why do they exist? What are they doing? So when I found out how close I was to being what they were, which were surgical technologists, I thought that a surgical technologist was somebody who fixed cables inside of the surgery room. Because that's sometimes
Nice.
people think,
Sure.
I'm just like, wow,
Okay.
are they electronic? Engineers in there or something? No, they assist the surgeon.
Okay.
So, and I'm like, you know what? Let me delve deeper into this. And when I did my research, and I'm a woman of Christian faith, so I pray to my God, I say, God, Jesus, if you want me to go do this, you just make it easy. And Benjamin called after I reached out, and I believe this was God sent because it was just smooth.
Like Ben.
Ben.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ben.
Benjamin.
He was just so
Nice.
Now let's ask this
pleasant.
question. Do you love it?
I love
All right.
this job. Yes. Now I could tell, like, I've been at places where I could go into the job and know my mind would be in the parking lot. Like, I'm not coming back here.
Oh my. Well, that's good to know right off the bat.
You know,
Okay.
I know if I'm not going to do it. I know I can internally know if I'm forcing myself to be somewhere I went into. Now, I'm always have nerves because it's a new place. It's a new field. Things are new to me. I am learning a skill that I've never had before, but I'm not queasy at the sight of blood. I'm not, grossed out by some of the, weirdest, wormiest things. There's some weird things about me that this is a field for me.
Okay.
Yes,
that's-
of course.
that's a
There's
feel
nothing
for
weird
me.
about that. It's just who you are. That's great.
So yeah, I love that. I think this is for me.
Nice. Tanjea, where did you start schooling?
I started schooling at Chicago State University.
How was that?
It was cool. It was just the patience thing coming in again. The fact that it was not moving as fast as I wanted it to. I actually went to Chicago State for the nursing program. And like I said, it was not moving like I wanted it to. It wasn't moving fast enough. I had to do all these different prerequisites, and I'm like, why? And I ended up having my first child, and I left because my grades declined. And once they started going down, it was over with. Like, no, I got to get back focused. This is not what I want to do right now at this moment. I have a baby coming in the world. I can't do this. And I left. After I had my son, I ended up going to Kennedy King. Was there for a minute. My major switched from nursing to communications. Go figure. I'm sitting here and I'm telling y'all I'm nervous, but I wanted to do something like this. That's crazy.
You're doing a great job, though.
But I switched my major to communications, and then it went from regular communications to broadcast communications. And then I had my second child. And I'm like, is this really what I want to do? No. So I stopped from doing that. I switched my major to accounting. Crazy, right? Yeah. I switched it to accounting. And I actually graduated from Kennedy King with an associate's in accounting.
Okay.
And I had all intention on going and getting my bachelor's and then becoming a CPA, and that didn't work out. I stopped liking it. It was something that I wasn't, happy about doing anymore. And I switched my major again. And this time I went to hair school.
Ooh. Talk about doing a little bit of everything.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Like all the confusion. I went to hair school. And don't get me wrong, hair school was like grade A for me. It was one of those things that I felt like, oh, I've been doing hair all my life. Like all I wanted to do was hair. I'm going to stick with this. This is for me. This is for me. Yeah, no, it's not. I went, I learned how to do nails while I was there. And because I learned how to do nails, I ended up making my own business. I have a business called Tucci's Grippers. That's where you get the long nails and all the little crazy designs and stuff. I can actually do that. So I was proud of myself. I made this a business. Had my own little setup in my home. And I'm like, this is not what I want to do. 3 o'clock in the morning. No lie. 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting up and I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm finna do. By this time, I actually have my third child. I don't know what I'm finna do. What am I gonna do? Like, I can't just be doing nails all the time. Like, it's something that I don't wanna do no more. 3 o'clock in the morning, got up, was on my computer, just surfing. I'm like, I think I wanna go back to medical school. I'm like, medical school near me. And as soon as I put that in, voila, I'm like, that's where I take my kids to the doctor. Where did this come from? Like,
oh, really?
What? And when I came here, I'm like, this the school? Like, I used to go to the clinic in here. Like, this was the women's health clinic in this building. This whole area down here, everything that we're doing right now was the women's health clinic. This is where I was coming to get all of my my procedures and everything done while I was pregnant. So how did this become the place that I would be coming to school? Like, it was weird. And I'm like, you know what? Yep. And ever since then, it was like everything started falling in line for me. Life. I know that I was about to start tearing up a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
But life started, it started aligning in a sense. It was like, all those things that I was doing at the beginning, it wasn't meant for me. But what I wanted to do from the beginning, which was nursing school, it all started falling back, even though this is like, they consider us under them. But technically I'm doing the same thing you're doing. I can actually do a little more than you can. So I'm like, okay, that's what I wanted to do from the beginning. So why not stick to it? You know this was what you wanted from the beginning, and you just had to go through all those different trials and tribulations before you could get to where you are now. And here I am now. Like I said, I got a 4.0 GPA. That's something I ain't never had. Even when I graduated with my associate's degree, I was an honor student then. I had a 3.0, and I was fine with that. I was on the dean's list with a 3.0. And I'm like, oh, okay, you was good, girl. But to do this and have a 4.0, something that I didn't ever think that I could do on my own, and I'm doing it, yeah. I can give myself a lot of pats on the back.
Definitely.
A lot of pats on the back.
Well, it's definitely a beautiful story, and that's the reason why both of you are ambassadors. We talked about on our episode, your episode, how, you know, we each took very similar to your journey, similar journey. I mean, you started at a very prestigious college, university, and then, hey, this is not for me. And then you had to find your way to the point where she also took, you know, taxes and all that stuff. Tell them your story.
My story in a short, my college career started at Virginia Union University. I stayed there for a couple of years. One day woke up and said, now I'm going back home to my mama. Because I'm all the way in Virginia. My mother's here. So I left there and I came on back home. Life went to lifing and doing everything it was. And it wasn't until later life I started doing everything, working as a paramedic. I started that, going back to school. I was well in my 40s when I first went back to school to finish my degrees because I hadn't started finishing them. So I finished them in my 40s, and when I had my kid, and I was 42, so I know about that. I was also in the RN program, and it was funny because I was one class out from getting into the program, and they said, you're pregnant. I said, oh, man. So that role got changed, and here I am over here, and I'm like, okay. So I went medical assistant, started teaching, and and I do taxes, so. Yep. Which has nothing to do with medicine. But my road didn't start out like that. My road started, and I just went with it. Wherever it was supposed to be, that's where I'm going. You know, in medicine, it is a good field to be in because it's open for you. Yeah. You can make what it is. You know, during COVID, when everybody was not working, and they were saying, well, I'm not working. I said, I am. I'm in medicine. So we're going to work, you know. So that is one of the fields it is an excellent field to get into, you know. So, my path, it didn't start off right. It went where it had to go. But I'm doing something I love. I'm doing something that I love. Teaching, that wasn't my path. I never had a path to teach. I'm not teaching nobody. But nepotism, I would say, got me to teaching because my niece was a program director at South Suburban. And she was like, I need you on my team. I said, oh, okay. I've never taught nobody. She was like, come on. I was like, okay. And it's been uphill since then. I've been teaching ever since. And anybody ask me, what do I love doing? Teaching. I love teaching. I love my students. I love this one over here on that table. Look at you. Yes. I love it. Her, I would tell you, she just patted herself on the back, but I do it a lot. She is low-key smart. She is very, very, very intelligent. And sometimes we built within her how she became an ambassador because we built it into her to have more confidence in herself. And, you know, you could do this. You know, you got this. You are making it through. And we've had talks, and there was challenges. Oh, there was challenges of, I can't do this, Ms. Green. I'm done. I'm going home. I quit. No, you don't. I'll see you tomorrow. Come on back. You know, get over that. Come on back, and we're going to go on this path. Because, like I said, and when I did my interview, I said sometimes you have people in your path that guides you to where it is you got to go. And sometimes you ain't supposed to be on there. That guy will also tell you, no, you ain't supposed to be on that path. Or that guy will tell you, this is your path that you're supposed to be on. And you two sitting here right now, you are on your path. This is where you're supposed to be. Here at Midwestern Career College. Yes.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about that, you know, when we did her episode about, and I've said this a lot, you both went to junior colleges, and even though junior colleges are not really big, they're still pretty big. Junior colleges are pretty big. And you didn't necessarily find what you wanted at a junior college. That's why, you know, when we spoke, I said, and I've said this in the past, that institutions like ours, career colleges are very important because they do fit a need for a lot of students that don't find what their comfort level at either a junior college or 4-year institution. So, and I like yourself thinking of, your family being a lot of nurses, and you're like, oh, I should be a nurse, myself. I found myself like that as well. And I spoke a little bit about that in a different episode where I wanted to be an engineer because I wanted to prove to everyone else that I could be an engineer because my strongest things were math and science. But that's not where I was happy at. And I failed. I didn't fail, but I spent a lot of time in that field without really wanting to be in that field. So I wasted a lot of time. I ended up being, an older student, like Miss Green, that finished programs late, and you're in your program with a bunch of younger people. So it's a matter of finding yourself, and eventually you do get there. And I'm glad that you both were able to get there, and now it's just the start of your next chapter. So as Tanjea, you finished your program. Now you're in the midst of getting employed. And Crystal, you're going into now your practices. What does the future hold? What do you want to be? Tanjea, do you still think about being an RN, or you think this would be a good start, and then we'll see where it takes you?
I have thought about being an RN still. I was just speaking to my mom about this the other day. Like, I feel like I could, go on and actually, complete that process that I originally was supposed to start. This was just like that stepping stone for me.
Okay.
I guess it was like the push I needed. And I give myself a lot of self-doubt. I don't know why. I'm like one of those Debbie Downers to myself. Like, oh man, I don't want to do this no more. I can't do this. But I think with this right here, it helped me a whole lot. I found myself taking care of my family members a lot now than before.
Yeah.
When crazy conversation, but when I was in high school, I went to a high school that had careers. I went to Simeon. So when I was there, my program was welding. We had a nursing program. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make money then. And selling my projects from welding was helping me get money. So I was focused more on the money part. I mean, I'm focused on that now too, because who doesn't want or need money? But I also feel like this is something that I could give back with, My mom was diagnosed with leukemia when I was in high school, my senior year of high school, actually. So I knew all about the PICC lines and injecting the saline into her PICC line to clear it and giving her medicine. Like, I knew about this already, but it was just, when you dealing with it at the moment, you kind of shy away from it, I don't know. So I think at that time, when I went the first time for nursing, I wanted to do it, but I wasn't mentally prepared.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm mentally preparing myself for the next steps. So I'm all for going to school to be an RN.
Sure.
But I got this under my belt right now.
Of course.
So I'm going to take this and run with it until I get to that part.
You got life with a purpose now.
Yes.
Before it was let me find my way, but now you got life with a purpose. What am I going to do now?
Exactly. Yeah. And I definitely feel that wholeheartedly because, baby, I can't tell you that I knew who I was because I didn't. I still kind of don't. But I'm getting there. I'm finding her. She is finding me. And we almost like this.
Nice. That's how it should be.
You are. You have to put that positive affirmation. I am a medical assistant.
Yep.
You did that. That's their positive affirmation. Who are you?
a medical assistant. What's my name?
Yes.
Medical assistant Tanjea.
And when you take those certifications, you're going to have those credentials, them little letters behind that name.
Ooh, I can't wait. And that's all I want to do. I've been talking about that. I'm like, ooh, I done finished externship before graduation. And I think I'm gonna wait till after graduation because I'm
You come down off of it
a
just a
little
little
too
bit.
geeked, right? I'm a little too geeked, and I'm like, I know if I do this now, I'm gonna be, ooh, nope. I was planning on taking my certification before graduation.
Oh, no,
And I'm
that's
like,
next week.
Exactly. And I still gotta focus on this 150 question final that I got right now.
Ooh.
I'm like, ooh, yeah, 150. Ooh.
Yeah.
What was you doing?
You got this.
Greg?
Yeah, you got this. You
Why did I do
got
it?
yes. You got
You
this.
got it. You got it. You have learned.
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
you
You've been
need
through
to
the
learn.
You're right.
Yes.
through the worst
is
part of
over.
it now.
Yes.
Crystal, how about yourself? Because you're looking at procedures and all this stuff now.
Oh yeah. So looking at the scope of things, pre-med is not far for me.
Wow.
Okay.
So as long as I
We jumped all the way to pre-med.
So nursing, like again, said, it ain't nothing wrong with nursing, but I believe I can do better than that. I believe I could go further than my grandma or my aunts.
Absolutely.
And I know what they would want me to be. You know, I believe I could be the first doctor in my family.
I know that's
Well,
right.
believe
I'm
it.
going to follow you throughout this journey.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's where I see myself.
Pre-med. Okay.
Dr. Smith.
Doctor. Yes. I see it. I see it. You see it.
I see it.
You
Okay.
get your practice, I'm gonna be working with you, brother.
There we go.
We gotta be working together.
Yes, I see it. Positive
Yeah.
affirmations.
I be
RN Ellis and Dr. Smith.
Yes, that's all you got to
I like
keep saying, Dr. Smith. There you go.
I like
yes.
I ain't gonna jump all the way out there and say I want to be a doctor.
You, and you
I ain't got no problem with that, but I don't know if I want to do that right now.
You know-
maybe further along down the line, then I might see that jump into my future. But right now, I'm gonna just take it one step at a time.
positive affirmations.
And that's how it
speaking
should
into
be. You
existence.
just go at
One
your
step at a
pace.
time.
Yeah.
Just go at your pace, what you're comfortable with, what you want to do, and just be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go at anybody else's pace but yours.
Yep.
I like that.
Anything else on your end?
No. Well, no. What would I like to ask them? That was probably the final one. Your time here with us.
Hmm?
Your time here with us here at MCC. Was that a good decision that you made to come here? Are you pleased with your choices?
I am.
This is the best decision I could have ever made.
Yes.
Because it put me where I needed to be, put me around the places that I needed to be around, put me in the positions that I needed to be around, connected me with the people that I needed to be connected to. So, yeah. Okay. Solid yes.
Solid yes. Yes. This was a win-win.
Wholeheartedly agreed.
Yes.
Miss Green, I promise you, if it wasn't for you, and I tell you this all the time, and I even said this when I did my interview for ambassadors. If it wasn't for Miss Green, like, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have applied. I wouldn't have stuck it out. I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm going to do it, Miss Green. If she mentioned it to me, I'm going to do it. And the next day, if she asks, yeah, I'm going to do it. Never did it. But with Miss Green, like, she was my motivation. I ain't gonna lie, she was my motivation. Aside from my family, she was my extra motivation. She my family too. I ain't gonna lie, that's my family too. That's my family too. But if it wasn't for Miss Green, I wouldn't be as far as I am. I wouldn't have taken this serious. I learned a lot in her class, like a lot. And I know it's a lot of students that was here when I started that could vouch for that as well. They might act like they don't, but they know, like, she done pushed us. And when she pushed us, we got a lot further than we probably ever would have been if it wasn't for her. Not speaking on anybody else, but I could attest to the fact that my friend Danisha feels the same way. I talk to her all the time. Ms. Green pushed both of us, and she actually was in the class with me when I had my interview for ambassadorship.
She was.
She was, because I'm like, stay with me. And she was like, I'm going to stay. Me and her are really close now. I'm close with a lot of people that's in my class. Well, I say not a lot of them, but it's like 2 or 3 that I still talk to on a regular basis that I could call and be like, do y'all remember this? And they be like, no. I'm like, dang, now I gotta go read the book. But I gained some friendships, family, all from being here, and I adore that. Yeah. I really appreciate it from the bottom. Like I said, if it wasn't for her, I probably would have quit a long time ago. Crazy story, Miss Green. I know you're gonna kill me.
Oh no.
I know you're gonna kill me. I love you though. The week before I ended externship, was in like a headspace of my self-doubt again, and some things was transpiring, and I was done. I had an email that I was about to send to externship and tell them that I was done. I was quitting. I wrote it on Facebook, like, I done came this far and I'm done. I'm quitting. I don't care. Like, don't call me. Don't say nothing to me. I'm done. Mm-hmm. So many people was on my status like, you better stop. You done came this far. Look at your grades. People started going to my old post of my grades, sending them to me. Like, I was done. I was completely done. I was in externship crying. That's how done I was. I was mad. It was like a lot of stuff was coming in the way. How I'm going to get back and forth to externship started like happening. And I'm like, dang, I don't know how I'm finna finish. What I'm going to do? I don't have no money. I'm doing externship, and the hours of me being in externship is interfering with me going to my actual job. Mm-hmm. So I can't go to work to make money. So what I'm finna do? And I literally had the email prepared for me to stop externship. The ladies at my externship, they put their money together, 4 of them, and bought me a 30-day bus pass. And I was crying, but it was happy tears. But at the same time, it was like, dang, like, y'all, y'all helping me. Y'all feel like y'all believe in me as much as I wanted to believe in myself at this moment. And it was like, dang, okay. What will Miss Green do? I'm like, she gonna cuss me out. She gonna tell me. I'm like, she gonna get me. She gonna get me if I tell her that I'm done. And I'm like, in the back of my head, all I kept hearing her in her mouth was her saying, "You came this far, and you think I'm finna let this happen?" So I'm like, oh my God, okay. The next day I was trying to get back in the better head space. I was slowly sinking. I wasn't there. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? These women done did this for you. They done helped you out. You got to prove to them that this is what you want. You got to prove to yourself that this is what you want. You got 3 kids at home. Mm-hmm. You stop from doing this. Mm-hmm. Something that's going to potentially set y'all up for life. And you stop from doing this because of small, tedious things getting in your way. What are you actually teaching them? What are you actually doing for your kids? Mm-hmm. All you showing them is failure. You're showing them that I like to quit, but you yelling at them, telling them that they can't quit.
Right.
So I had to toughen up and get it together, and I continued, and I finished. Yay me.
Yay, yes.
Congratulations.
I'm going to say, I never got that email. Okay, yeah.
Never
You
got
did-
the email.
And I'm glad I never got that email because it
I'm
would have
glad you never
been
received
a whole lot more after that conversation that me and her would have
I
had.
know. And I look.
And you
Crystal
saved
vouched
the
to this.
email?
It was
Oh.
in my sense. I deleted it this morning because I didn't want to accidentally
Send it to me because then,
Because I'm like,
we
I
would have had a
know.
long
I know. I
we would have had a nice long
Okay,
conversation.
so it went away from my empty folder.
That's
so I was
good.
gonna
Good.
say.
That's good.
Yes.
Oh no, it didn't. Look,
That's good.
hold on. Wait.
Delete it.
Look at that.
Delete it. That's what I say. Delete
It's
it.
in there. Oh my
Delete it.
God. It's my sorry
like-
to inform you.
Sorry to inform you.
It was all professional.
I just want to know, who were you sending it to?
Oh,
Miss
gosh.
Green, you was a part of it.
She CC'd
Franklin
you.
was a part of it.
She was
Lou
gonna
was
CC
a
me
part
in
of
that?
it. And the two ladies that was the directors at the site
And-
was a part of it. And I'm like,
It would never have made it that far.
I know.
Yeah, it would have just came out and we read it and that would have been the end of it. There was no way. No way.
Shout out to the ladies at the
whatsoever.
clinic.
Absolutely.
And
What clinic is this again?
That was really nice.
What clinic is
by
this?
Trinity.
The clinic right across the street from Trinity.
Yeah, they're connected with Trinity, Advocate Trinity.
Southeast.
Yeah. You have
Well,
a
thank you to
village.
those ladies.
Yes.
Very nice and thoughtful of them.
Yes, you have a village, and it takes a village, and I always tell them that it takes. And I had that conversation. I asked somebody the other day, "Our village, what is our village doing?" I grew up in a time where we had a village where everybody saw out and would look out for you, and I instilled that. That's why their class is. We built a family within the classroom. You know, everybody has that village that we depend on. And yeah, and she adopted me, and there was no way she was quitting. I'm sorry. If I had to go and
not
pick
on
her
my
up
watch.
every single day, there was no way she was quitting.
Wow.
No.
It's a beautiful story.
Go on, girl.
And-
High five. Air hugs. Yes.
And it's a reminder, I think, to all of us to always remember that you're not alone
Mm-hmm.
because there's always people willing to help.
Yes. And students have challenges, and don't be afraid to ask. You know, don't be afraid to share that. You have instructors. You got me. You know, that's why I said, and first thing I said in her interview, I tell them, I said, you're mine. You're mine. When I interview with you, you're mine. You know, you go to MCC, sure, but you are mine. I am here to make sure you get what it is that you need out of this program. I've been in your room probably, and it's like, hey, come on, I'm here. Everybody sees my presence. You are mine, and you invest in us, and I'm going to invest in you. So we're going to get you where you got to go. You know, my door is always open, and that's for any student that's here, that hears this, that is listening. My door is always open. You know, my door is open. I will try to help you whichever way I can. I ain't got that much, but I can help. We're going to figure it out, you know, because if this is your path and this is what you want to do, we're going to make sure you get there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's very impactful and very important for other students. So as we end our student ambassador episode, Tanjea ambassador episode, Tanjea Ellis and Crystal, Crystal Smith, thank you so much for being here and recording with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Reminder to our listeners to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So thank you to you two for sharing your story. Thank you to Ms. Green for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you in the next episode.
All right. Thank you. I got y'all.